couple of accounts.
Yes, there's only a couple accounts that they emote spam. There's thousands of bots usually. Not thousands, but hundreds. And if you turn them off, the chat is just a crawl. And Ralph doesn't even read his fucking DLive chat because it's just emotes usually.
So the Stream Me chat was more organic and faster, even though it had less viewers.
I mean, that's the only reason why I ever got noticed, was because I said something in his chat and he noticed.
Interesting. That's because that must like eat the Gunt up inside. He's like on the DLive and he constantly brags about his numbers. Got 1,000+ viewers. Got all these big name guests and stuff. But now you're telling me he doesn't even read his chat because it's just emote spam.
Yeah, he'll
Dispatch. Isn't that how Flamenco got his start too? Spamming his fucking channel every fucking day.
At the end of it, yeah.
On Stream Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flamenco. So okay.
Everyone hated Flamenco. Everyone. Not one person liked that guy.
Because he was spamming
Yeah, it was insane.
constantly.
We called him Shalenko. It was so bad.
So, I mean, he's still on DLive. That's never going to go away because it's like you have to basically, I don't know, stream snuff films to get kicked off DLive.
Well, when it gets even popular, when it gets popular, I think DLive's probably going to kick him because he's one of the more contentious people, but he does bring an audience, even if it's small.
Yeah, that's the thing with Stream Me and DLive. Sorry, not Stream Me, is that they currently don't have really popular streamers on there. Like PewDiePie streamed there briefly, but then signed a contract with YouTube, and a lot of people don't use Stream Me yet. And it's pretty certain. Sorry, DLive, not Stream Me. Ugh. It's pretty certain that as soon as DLive can afford to, they will fucking kick Ralph to the curb. I'm pretty
absolutely.
sure.
Just like they did to Britbong when Britbong went against.
I was about to say, I've been talking to him like crazy lately, and he's the reason why I actually started paying attention to the number differentiation, because my numbers on Bitwave match Mixer's numbers. We are within like 20 viewers each time. So like I know that our numbers are legit, but when he was on DLive and he would go between the platforms, it would always be like half the amount of viewers on either Mixer or Bitwave.
The other thing is also, you shouldn't forget this, that Ralph is banned for life from YouTube. Like, even, I'm serious, like, I know that people tried to get him back on YouTube who had contacts at YouTube, but his ban from YouTube is indefinite and it is certain, meaning even if you host Ralph's content, that is a fucking bannable offense in itself. Because he's considered so toxic by YouTube that they don't want him back. He's on a blacklist.
But I mean, he did that to himself too. He was out there being purposely obtuse about his positions and everything. He was, out there trying to just be this or that in order to stir up drama against things. So like, he caused that himself. And now when he takes out other people's channels, it's like, why would you give that person your channel?
So he was briefly on Memology 101, right? Is he not anymore? Because I didn't follow.
No. Memology let him off.
Okay, so I think
Memology realized that he was a liability.
Memology was like giving him money to use his channel.
Oh wow. Oh, I think that's the same fate for everyone. They realize eventually Ralph is just too much of a liability. Yeah, DLive.
There's this funny clip where Ralph rambles at. Was it you, Dispatch, where he rambled at you or someone else? I don't remember who it was, but he rambled at someone about how pathetic that person is for still being on YouTube and that Ralph is this big shot now because he's on Stream.me. And you can just hear in Ralph's voice that he really, really, really wants to be back on YouTube.
Yeah, I think that was me. Because I told him I had 30 subs, and it's, 30 more than he'll ever have again.
Just the constant number game, though. Can you imagine flinging him around when everyone knows that it's inflated on DLive? It's just, because that's all he has.
Well, I mean, like, one of the most brutal things I think I did to him was I started graphing his view counts over time and just showing a downward trend between Patreon, his view counts, the amount of unique users in chat. Like,
that's how I first discovered you, Dispatch. I saw your posts on, Ralph's thread. Right, they were very, very informative, very like evidence based. And I was like, whoever this Dispatch guy is, kind of cool. And then I had no idea why, Josh hates you. Like, I still don't really know why Josh hates you. He just hates you.
Josh hates me
Bitwave.
because I got Josh to admit that he created a separate board for like pedo discussions back when he was running 16chan or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Zoom went and used that against him.
Hmm.
And then he hated me because he realized that the only reason that was ever found out was because I positioned him in the right way to ask him that.
And you also make fun of his terrible CAPTCHA code. And
Well, I mean, just in general, I mean,
By the way,
very good.
By the way, I should tell you this. Like I know someone who privately talks to Ralph, and has really good ties to him. And this is something that is unnoticed by a lot of people. He recently, and with recently, I actually mean within the last 4 or 5 months, he received a warning from Patreon. I think it happened during the entire Vash thing, when he threatened to dox Vash's girlfriend or something. Ralph received the warning on Patreon that he needs to behave better, or else he gets banned from Patreon.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know he still has a Patreon.
He still has like 234 viewers. A Patreon.
He docks patrons who failed to give him money.
Right, I heard about that.
Yeah. I think that was the entire live stream with you, Dispatch.
Yep.
Wasn't it you confronting about the fact that he doxed patrons who, for some reason, patrons just sometimes don't give you money because they can't. It just happens.
And then he would just happen to hold a grudge and message them about it, asking and having a conversation. And when he realizes it's not going in his favor, suddenly within 20 minutes is when shit starts showing up. It's like the timing in multiple scenarios is too close to just be a coincidence at that point.
I don't understand how they can be that dumb. They really think that someone I have beef with, within the hour, their info starts appearing on anonymous.
They didn't even have beef. No, Leah, they didn't even have beef. The simple thing was that guy, just for a month or two, couldn't give Ralph money because he had to pay his own bills. He didn't even have beef with Ralph. Ralph just doxed him for not giving him money.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Which was his first and only mistake.
Because that was Lord Akira, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I keep hearing that, and it's like the story is so unbelievable. Like, you can't even believe someone who has given you money in the past, you screw them over because they're not doing it anymore. It's just, I don't know. It's so insane. Because Ralph, you listen to the guy, and the stuff he does is sociopathic. It is insane. I can't believe how far he goes to ruin people's lives. Didn't he have to?
He got away with it for so long. That was the whole thing. Is there were so many people, and Zoom and Plate Gang would be the guilty parties, not Ralph. Ralph never did it. So, like, it was never his responsibility.
The family thing is the thing that pisses me off the most. And I know, especially coming from me, it's at this point a meme. But he does that to everyone. Everyone who he ever has
goes after their family?
Yeah, goes after their spouses, parents, grandparents, and even kids. And
or unborn kids.
Yeah.
Like, even with Rand, like, the dude went after the guy's miscarriage. Like, there is no too low for that guy.
It's just not obvious for people unless someone makes some kind of curated video that just does it. And I know Johnny Savage was probably the one who had done it best. Then he got messed with. Right? It's terrible. It's really hard for people to comprehend just how disgusting Ralph is, because we make the Gunt jokes, right? You have the Spurgouts with you and me, Dispatch, right? But people don't know that this guy's actually awful and terrible, and will use his position as a Patreon creator to leak information and stuff like that.
But that was the exact thing that was the issue with Dick, right? When we were talking about that.
Mm-hmm. With New Project too, it's like that when you're in the position of having access to people's information and using that. Ooh, that's evil. That's so evil. But
the thing is with Ralph that he has people who post this shit for him. That's something that he's always had. Like I think you can by now list that he, in his circle, as a result of his actions, you could say he doxed at least 20 people at this point, including people's families, etc., etc. But the thing is, it was
it's not true.
Directly.
It's not true. Not true. No, I didn't.
It was never him directly. It's always him. It's always in his benefit, though. It always happens under these circumstances around him. But it's always other people who posted for him, and that's what makes it so gross.
And that's why he was so quick to jump to it with that one lefty that they went on the podcast with.
And that's the reason, by the way, why Jim doesn't condemn him for any of the bullshit he does, because he always gets his little cappers to do it for him.
Yeah.
I just wonder, man, does he have info on Jim or something? Like, because just how filthy and disgusting Ralph is and how it's known.
On Jim yet?
No, you haven't.
Oh, there's a lot there. Basically, like Jim scammed some low income housing area. Jade fucked him over again. They got a name changed, and yeah, he's just doxed again.
Oh, I did know that his info came out again after the PPP stream. That was just like a major loss. I don't know why just everything went poorly for him after that PPP stream because his info came out again in his new house.
Well, we had it before, but there wasn't any
attention to it, right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe we had some laughs with it on Bitwave. Me and two other guys were Googling stuff, look at the house, the layouts of the apartments, what would it be like? Where's the nearest, bus stop? Thinking that way, but then afterwards, just
that one was really interesting, to be honest, because I looked at the house and everything, and what it really just shows is that the entire claim that he was ill and that he needed money for healthcare bills. That was all just bullshit. In the end, he's no better than all the other scammers on YouTube.
He could lie to your face and people would still pay him money.
His exact words, right? And I also got him to admit about is it Montegraph, the guy who tried to sue him? Is that was his name? I forgot the guy. I didn't keep up with that drama, but I said, what even made you started selling merch in the first place? And he said, well, I needed money for a legal dispute. And I said, did that litigation ever manifest? And did it ever come about? And he was just like, no. It's like, so why is the store still there? It's because I love money.
Actually, Lou, sorry. I looked at a lot of these scams that happened on YouTube over the course of the last year or two. You think about quartering, raising $150,000 to make a gaming website that never really happened. You look at Coach Red Pill scamming people out of $40,000 to publish a book that he'd never even wrote, and then to his private channel uploading videos of himself dancing around with prostitutes. You look at all the instances where I encountered people who tried to use me, who lied to me about having cancer and tried to get me to shout them out to raise money for them. You could actually run, I could open a new YouTube channel and just run a channel exposing all these scams, just talking about all the times that people just abuse their following to make cash. There's so many of them.
For me.
Well, the thing is,
our project.
I'm gonna shout out Bitwave for you. I'm gonna stream on your platform.
I think the thing that's so crazy is with the internet, you think that this would never happen, right? Because the internet never forgets. But the problem is, even though these events are written in digital ink, so even Wilshire Boulevard, all these examples, right, are there. If the attention is not drawn to it, it's dead. It's kind of just sitting there. So no one knows.
I found a marketing research paper, with the Raid Shadow Legends things that I talked with you about.
Mm-hmm.
The marketing research paper was about the benefits of online marketing through online personalities. I think I showed you the memes that the companies made for social media. Yeah, that kind of cringy shit. And they actually talk about in their corporate papers and reports about how marketing through e-celebs is more effective than, for example, taking out a advert with a movie celebrity or something like that. Because followers build a parasocial relationship with the people who they follow on social media, and that is far easier to exploit. There's far more of an intricate layer of trust there. So the people are more likely to buy what their favorite e-celeb promotes to them.
And they'll buy it more passionately, and they'll back it, and they'll, there's a lot more leniency they'll give you. Looking at some of the stuff that other people do, and it's just how are they getting away with shit like X, Y, or Z? It's crazy to see.
The other thing is,
some will have.
When you think of old traditional advertising on networks, how expensive it was to even get a 30-second slot, during the Super Bowl or during that, because you have to pay the network, you have to pay the advertisers, right? This is just one dude. You're individually approaching someone on YouTube, and you pay them $3,000.
And also, I need to point this out. That's something I showed this to Leo, I think, already, but I didn't show it to you, Dispatch.
Hot products are.
When I looked into the Raid Shadow Legends stuff, I looked into the money that was paid out to the YouTubers compared to the money that the company makes, right? The company that is behind Raid Shadow Legends made $1.4 billion in profits.
Profits.
Yes.
Not gross.
Yes.
Holy shit.
And 68% of that is attributed to online casino promotions, etc., etc. But the sponsorships they pay out to YouTubers are, I think the highest I've encountered was like $40,000, meaning it doesn't. It's undersold. Like, you could do a sponsorship for millions if we're being honest, considering how much marketing, how much you get back for that money.
And it's not even just the 3-minute or whatever, how long the advert is in their video. It's they get the channel analytics, the links that they provide in the description. Data mines, the operating system, IP address, the browser user agent, all this stuff. Just this wealth of information they get in addition to a 1-minute advert in their embedded video. Like, it's worth way more than the $3,000, $5,000 lump sum the YouTubers offered. It's way more than that.
That's exactly something. I think we talked about this before, that every single person I talked to who did a sponsorship for Raid Shadow Legends had to show their analytics partially.
Yes.
Like the sponsorship of the offers I got, they asked me which countries my videos are viewed in.
And by getting these analytics, they're able to target specific demographics. And we talked about this before. They don't care about politics at all. That's why you'll see Raid Shadow Legends commercials on makeup channels, Black Pigeon Speaks, Count Dankula, and Toad
Pyro.
Just like all over the place. They don't care. And this is strange because you don't see this advertising techniques with the streaming sites like DLive or Streamy, which is
no, you do see them on Twitch. There are Raid Shadow Legends sponsorships.
Oh, okay.
Twitch streamers. I think I pointed this out to you. This was really funny. The gaming footage that they use in the Raid Shadow Legends sponsorships, right? There's a requirement in the contracts, at least in the ones that I saw, that you have to use only 8 seconds of gaming footage that you recorded yourself.
You recorded it.
And Raid just provides the other gameplay footage for you, which is absurd. But with Twitch, you get the benefit that the people who play the game actually have to play the game. So you can't do it with many Twitch streamers because the game is shit. So you have to pay someone to play a shitty game while pretending that it's a great game. So it's more difficult. Also
that parasocial relationship you were talking about earlier for YouTubers. I think it's even closer with Twitch streamers because they're directly chatting with the person directly one-on-one. So their recommendations or their endorsements.
Bible studies with them in some cases.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you're pointing to. But their endorsement of that game is, I think, even stronger than a big YouTuber, like, Linus Sex Tips, right? You don't even need that. I don't know. That's crazy because I'm thinking about with Stream.me, they were never profitable, right? Never made any money. They just siphoned their money from.
Having been on this side of the operations now, there's no way they were profitable.
You know that from experience.
I could almost say that guaranteed.
Are you sure the lemons aren't coming? When are you gonna add bits? When are you gonna add super chats?
My bits?
Yeah.
We got them. We got little coin things. I need a better name for them still, but
Bitcoin.
There's a little $sign button.
I tried to make my text bigger. I needed a premium Bitwave account.
You get a premium membership.
Oh man, this is craziness. How are you not rolling in the dough now? Because I see everyone using big text. So that's like, it's a lot of $20 you must be flowing in.
You don't know the price of this place.
I'm just trying to think, if there's any other ways to monetize. Really is just like super chats or bits. Or something.
If I was to try and monetize it in other ways, I'm going to have to compromise somewhere. If I bring in like an advertiser, right, I am having to compromise on what content can be shown by it or what it can be shown on, and I'm going to have to be doing a lot more concern about it. Or I'm just going to have to go straight to porn ads and virus software into it, and I'm against that. So, like, it's really just why pain anybody when, if I do the shittiest ads possible and get them all over the place, I wouldn't make more than, $100 maybe off ads. It wouldn't be worth it. It would annoy everybody. And then, like, everyone would just get ad block in a month and then nobody would actually be seeing them and then it wouldn't make any money. So why even put the ads there in the first place? And it's easier just to not deal with it.
You're not in the same position as the Stream.me admins, right? Like, because I don't want what happened to them to happen to you, Dispatch. You are a good lad for doing this, even though you're IP scraping everyone.
Well, I
Yeah,
just
that's where he gets.
that data's worth to Raid Shadow Legends.
You were saying something,
Dispatch.
Moliberry? Oh, so
Oh, dispatch. Is it true that Tevin is pulling his weight just economically? It did the purchase of coins and colors actually offset how much extra he cost you?
Like legitimately, the viewers that came in with Tevin have actually offset the amount of bandwidth that Tevin uses on the site. Yeah, last I
But you'll
checked,
see that drop
in
off, right?
2
Because
days.
the only monetization you really have that they use are the colors. They've all got color saturation at this point, and so it'll just get more expensive. So you
No,
do
they've
need
also
something.
been donating directly.
Okay, I haven't been seeing that.
Well, you don't see like the direct donations because like with the PayPal link.
Oh, you siphon off some of his revenue?
No. At the very bottom of Bitwave, there's a button that says donate, right? That takes you to PayPal. Where
and
you can just
Tevin's
do, like,
fans are actually donating through that?
Oh, they're
They
donating
legitimately
directly
are.
to Bitwave.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
So like when I say like the people who came in there like have actually paid for the bandwidth they use, because I went from doing something like around 20 terabytes a month in bandwidth. So like the last week I did 22 terabytes.
Ooh.
That was 7 days.
Ooh. It's growing.
So-
Exponential growth. When are we going to hit a petabyte a month or something? I don't know. But
1,000 oh, fuck.
yeah, why
Jeez,
not?
That's a scary number.
Let's make it happen. That's what oh gosh, but it's growing. It's going to continue to blow up. And
It doesn't need to continue to blow up. I'd say like I'm more than perfectly happy with like just a small trickle of people coming by, hearing about it word of mouth, because then like everyone really meshes together and it goes a long way. And I don't think that if it gets like too big to where it's like a DLive competitor in a sense, that like, well, DLive's kind of going down, so maybe it could be, but before, if DLive was still
will
going
you
up,
allow Ralph on Bitwave?
Ralph won't come here. That's just a fact.
so like
With
here's the thing.
stipulations, right?
In theory, he is banned, but in all reality and all technicalities and going and being true to myself, I would let him stream.
No, you don't. No, come on. Man.
I will.
It would be so funny if it's a free expression, freedom of speech, freedom of expression. They have like all this ridiculous stuff except Ralph. Like he's
The one rule.
you have to be true to yourself. That would be so good.
But I don't think his own ego would let him stream here because Bitwave will never have 600 viewers, so it's gonna be gone by Christmas. Christmas.
Gone by next Christmas. Yeah, he didn't specify a year. So you're acting all smug like stuff. Who knows?
Well, he did say Bitwave will never have 600 concurrent users. And technically, we never did have 600. We had, 666, and then all the way up to like 900. But it's just 1 point down. Got to make it to Christmas though.
And Cog saying it's an IP scraping website. I was very worried of my IP getting scraped.
Every website is an IP scraping website.
I don't know, dude. It's different on Bitwave though, because it's scraped extra by this guy named Dispatch. I've heard his name's Xander.
He still doesn't give me his IP. He still runs it through a VPN and then wonders why he can't get like 9,000 bitrate.
Oh, okay. All right. Calling me out.
I'm just saying.
Personal.
I saw 60 FPS, 9,000 today, and you were like, that's nice looking.
Yeah. I just didn't even know that the ingest server would be able to handle it. I was like, that's like YouTube quality. You know what I mean? I was like,
wow. I don't know if I should be like insulted that you don't think YouTube quality.
Oh, take it as an insult, because when Google buys you, you'll remember this exact conversation. Gosh, that's the end goal, isn't it?
I mean, here's the thing. Like, I could definitely have a fuck ton more like this or that, but it's all about trying to compromise and make the most out of what I have. So like bandwidth wise, CPU wise, just server like availability wise. If everyone was at 9,000, it wouldn't be Well,
I
it would
just
cost a ton more.
I just like the site because it's not YouTube. Like the users are way funnier. Like YouTube is pretty awful.
The thing is that Twitch is also collapsing into itself because of just how fucking awful it is.
Oh yeah.
It's really fucking bad.
Yeah, I remember early. Not to interrupt you, Kraut. Do you have anything to say? I guess not. Early Twitch, it was very very contentious website. They didn't moderate that much. They still moderate, and they were actually had a group of the creators, and they were all friends, and they all hang out in real life. But now it's ran by these trannies, these weird freaks people that really need to put themselves on their own website, and it's becoming that's what's ruining.
There's a lot of rumors about malpractice going around, which they just these you always have to be careful with rumors, but these rumors just circulate far too often for them to not at least have a little grain of truth to them. The idea, for example, that you can get away if you're a woman on Twitch, you kind of get away with breaking the rules as long as you send your nudes to one of the admins or something like that.
Not really.
And shit like that.
Oh God.
These are at least the rumors that I'm hearing.
That one chick straight up showed her boob and didn't get banned. Or Alinity or something.
And the girl that always throws her fucking cat. That's actual Alinity animal also. Abuse. Yeah. The same
girl.
It's fucking crazy.
And it's also the fact is that you can't get into a strip club if you're under 21 years old. And let's be honest about that. Twitch is in many ways a digital strip club. And it's mainly 14-year-olds spending their pocket money on strippers.
When I think video games, I think of a transgender dear otherkin telling me about white supremacy. That's really what I think about when I think video games. You guys too, right?
Yeah, I think of her telling me that any VC in video games is evil to trans people. Yeah.
Why has Twitch become this? What are the economic pressures that
it's not
have made
just
them?
Twitch. It's not. See, the thing is, it's everything has these same fundamental trends.
Why?
This is what I'll tell you why. Because it became too influential. Once something has influence, pull on the internet, the infection of transgenderism, of just the current state of things needs to come in. This is why Bitwave is, because it's not big enough. You're allowed to spam swastikas and nigger in the chat, right? That's why.
Yeah, that's what Twitch used to be like. If you guys remember, they used to post ASCIIs of Hitler. It was fucking.
There used to be Hitlers in Twitch chat.
Yeah.
So this is the problem. If Bitwave gets too big, it'll lose the Adult Swim feel that it has right now.
And that's why, I'd say I don't really want it to keep exploding. I would want it to be like.
Wait, why would it necessarily happen?
Wait! You're forgetting an important fact in all of this. The original owners of Twitch sold it to Amazon.
Right. So once it gets, that is true. And Amazon even has Amazon Prime streaming and stuff like that. So they already have a server farm for an infrastructure.
Pay for the servers that they use from Amazon. So they are still tracked as a company, and a lot of what they did as far as tech wise was because they had to pay Amazon themselves for the servers they used.
And we should also keep in mind that Twitch used to be a great game streaming platform. There used to be some pretty good streams there.
Yeah, I can't even think of
stuff that attracts normies.
Yeah, they used to have a ton of stuff. Yeah. I can't even name a good streamer that I've seen from Twitch in the past 4 years. It's all just gone downhill.
I've seen a few good Twitch streamers, but the thing is, they've all been sub 1,000. Every time I've found someone that I enjoy watching, they're not that 1,000 of viewer type of people. They're a smaller group that's actually having chat, but it's a rapid, it's a quicker chat, but they're still conversing a little bit.
The thing is also that you don't get into trouble if you're small. The few times I've streamed on Twitch, I've broken their rules constantly. But I never got banned because nobody bothered reporting me, because my Twitch channel doesn't matter in the larger scale.
Randball probably gets away with it right now.
Rand's on Twitch?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And a week ago or two. No, wait, a month ago. I told my YouTube subscribers. I made a post that I was going to delete my Twitch account, and a lot of them just unsubscribed. And I keep doing this over and over again to make sure that I don't get too much attention there until I find a new platform, which is yours. Until when I start doing better streams again. Come on, it's just an awful layout. Like I'm on it right now.
Oh no,
it's really shoddy.
It's changed a lot.
It takes a little bit of a blurry vision to make it look nice, but you put a little bit of lipstick on it, and it's you won't tell the difference.
I like it. Whatever. It actually works surprisingly well on mobile, at least on iOS.
Well, that's what
I'm not talking about Bitwave. I'm talking about Twitch. Twitch is awful.
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree with you. I thought you were just bad mouthing Bitwave over here.
No. I'm talking about Twitch.
Everyone likes to complain about the Bitwave UI, but I can never really point to any one thing that's like, yeah, that looks shoddy. I think it's fine for a small number of streamers, but yeah, if you have a whole bunch of streamers, you're going to need to change the
thing about Twitch is there's too much. There's too much to navigate through. There's too fucking much. And all these fucking... Here's the sponsorship system with where you get Prime Loot, where you get a game to play for free for a week, usually some shitty thing that sucks money out of your wallet. It's just... I'm here right now, I got 28 notifications, and it's all just Prime Loot adverts, and it's really fucking annoying.
I signed into my old Twitch account and stuff, and again I saw 28, 30 notifications. I'm like, what is this? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm not even signed in, and I'm on Twitch. It says 40 notifications. Twitch Prime Loot.
What the fuck?
Oh my gosh, awful.
That's what I don't get about these platforms where they started taking away relevant notifications, right? They started grouping shit up in ways that made it harder to discover things inside of it. And then they just started inflating your notification count by just shoving 5 notifications down.
Twitch abuses the notification system to push adverts into your attention. It's not really a notification. You don't get a DM, you don't get a new follower, you don't have a new comment or anything like that. No. The notification system is basically notification, click on it, advert for something that you don't need. And it's presented like a notification. It's actually quite insidious and smart.
I was wondering if you got just hypothetically speaking, Dispatch, if you were acquired by Amazon or Google, would they still allow your assuming, right? Would your GitHub repository still be public? Would it be allowed to be public? Or would it be turned proprietary?
This is exactly why I chose the licensing that I chose for Bitwave. I made it AGPL version 3, which is if you make any type of derivative work off of this, if you use it in any way, you have to also open source whatever you make.
Mm-hmm.
So anyone who buys it can have the right to all my server infrastructure, all my branding, all my streamers essentially, and everything that's built up there. All my contract negotiations.
But it must be transparent as well. It must also be.
But they have to keep the software open source in the public. And that is because the one thing I wanted was, if I'm going to make a difference, it has to be a difference that's going to be lasting and that anyone else can do. It was something that I want to be able to, if I stopped being able to do it, someone else could say, hey, where did he leave off? I want to try that also.
Because I was thinking, if you were to get acquired, I'm sure changing the license would be a part of the buyout package, guarantee it, because it'd become proprietary. And then the last commit you made, right? The last revision. That would be it. And then everything after that would be private.
Sure, some sort of non-compete, especially if they hear about your previous threats or quote-unquote plans.
I am in California where the non-compete clause doesn't quite apply.
Where is Bitwave registered?
California.
Okay.
We have some nice liberal laws that allow for decent amount of IP ownership and allowing you to go back out, and basically it would be too much of a hassle and not worth the time and effort for them to go after.
Bitwave doesn't have any IP
viewers on BitLive.
Bitwave doesn't have any IP.
Yeah,
it has
I
the entire
guess.
server stack. It's all beyond the stuff that I use that's open source, like modules, like Nginx and Node.js. Everything that's on top of that is configurations, code that I wrote, and contracts that I negotiated in order to build this infrastructure.
But if it's open source, is that still IP?
Yeah, it's still
the
it's still my
usage.
property.
Yeah, the usage of the tools is what makes it IP. Like,
Okay.
The thing that I'm really wondering is I just don't want what happened to StreamMe to happen to Bitwave. And how can we prevent that? One, no Ralph. That's already
Yes.
step one.
Well,
Accomplished.
No Ralph, no Sargon, no Josh. None of these people
No
that
Sargon, what?
Dude, I think StreamMe was just one weird little side project that some banker did, some investment banker did. Probably hired some intern from some college to do it, thinking like, oh, maybe we can build something up and then sell it to someone else. Like, I literally think that was just a freakish,
I'm with you on this one. I really don't think it's as big of an issue as you make it. And the only times that I've seen websites taken down have been very egregious concerns where, like, we're talking about 8chan, Patreon, and actually those are the only two examples I can really think of where something insane has happened where like a whole policy had to be changed afterwards.
Well, please don't. I hope this is. We're streaming this, right? Moliberry?
We are streaming.
Yeah, we're streaming because I
want to be the guy that's using services legitimately, paying for them, being a good customer, and then also having my entire own thing as well. So like, but the thing was, even if that does happen where like I lose one of my providers, the whole way I built this stack of the servers is that if I lost one portion of it, the entire site doesn't go down. So say I lost like video, I could lose my ingestion servers and I would still have the front end chat. If I lost part of like the front end, I would have a different way to move it around between the front end, the chat server, and the live stream data. One of those three should always stay online unless all three services were to like take me off at the same time, which isn't infeasible, but
so the components are separated and the CDN like isn't all interlinked. If one goes down,
guys, I have to drop out. I got some work to do anyway.
All right.
Later,
Have a good one.
Thank you. I was just gonna say
I don't use I don't use a consistent provider for any one source. Like if I had to move and change something over, all of my configurations are really easy to swap over, either if it's just a proxy or like an Anycast IP.
So I
up a new Docker container.
I get that, and the reason why I was asking Moliberry if this is live or stuff because I'm going to say something really scary. Like I hope this doesn't become prophetic or anything, right? Like we're really worried with what happened to Rent. He streamed on Facebook. Remember, he used Facebook. Facebook, nothing happened to them, right?
Yeah.
No, of course not.
No.
So nothing happened to them. Do you think you would be treated the same way if something happened along those lines? Because 8chan had to send their servers to Congress as a result of it, right? Or server access. Like freaking Jim Watkins visited Congress and basically gave them back into access because of a post linking to Facebook. I don't recall Zuckerberg having to do the same thing.
And part of that makes me wonder, like, is that because Facebook cooperates more easily with law enforcement?
Right, yeah. They're always doing it.
So, like, maybe you only hear from one side because, well, law enforcement just asks and they get it immediately without much hassle from a court order. I feel like that's going to be partially the reason why it would be. Like, I don't think I would be the same way where Facebook would do it. I fought that battle once with New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you're not, like, in the spotlight, and I think that if you try and shove yourself into the spotlight, which a lot of people do because they see it as an opportunity to capitalize on a moment. But I think that's the wrong thing to do. And you should always try and avoid like that spotlight if you can.
Yeah.
Because if you're a small guy who doesn't have like the attention, then you're fine.
Because 8chan had been under fire in the media beforehand. Basically, I think it's funny because like it always had been known as like the edgy, crazy site 8chan had. Bitwave, it's hated by the worst people. So Josh hates Bitwave, Ralph hates Bitwave. Oh wow, that makes the site look pretty good. Like actually, I guess it must be a good site. Like,
it's going to be funny because I think it's going to be hated by both sides, essentially, from what an external perspective would see. You know, they would see these far right people who hate it, and then they would also see far left people who hate it, or just even.
Well, actually, I don't see any far left people at all hating Bitwave. In fact, if you took a poll of every registered Bitwave user at this point, they probably a majority would support Black Lives Matter.
I sure hope they would.
I want to stream on a website that doesn't support Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Well, I got bad news for you. We were Black Lives Matter all last week, and this week we're the stupid egg gang thing for the detractors. So I was like, I need something new.
You have that archive, right? If they ever make any accusations of racism, pull up the archive of the site. It's like, look at what the front page was. It's like a website for streamers and people of color.
I went to protests. I led protests in the name of George Floyd.
Are you gonna have a?
This match is a civil rights leader. Okay.
Is there like they're gonna implement segregation?
I call it radical de-radicalization.
Radical de-radicalization. Now that is intense. I'm still wondering because like you should as like an April Fool's Day joke like have some kind of like segregation on the site like Tevin and stuff. Like have a one. Maybe that's a little ridiculous, or maybe that's not funny. Never mind.
Tevin is honest. He's been taking everything in stride. Like,
yeah, he's a hero. Yeah.
He's been like the easiest fucking guy. Meanwhile, this fucking white boy from I don't know, fucking Texas comes on. He's like, I can't have these people saying nigger in my chest. Like, bruh, there's like a whole side of the website that's black, and like they don't give a fuck.
Like, where does this guy come from? I know the guy you talked
Texas.
about. No, I mean, how did he find Bitwave?
Oh, it's a very roundabout chain through like the DSP community, which comes from like Superhound, which comes from BTFO, which comes from something else. I mean, like it's one person, then another, and then it's just word of mouth, you know?
Yeah.
I just think it's hilarious that Oddcast also, he's the one who complains the most about like, oh, you gotta have the chat, you can't do this, and the
guy who's banned the most violates all of his own rules. It's just like, I get what you're trying to do, but at the same time, don't suck my ass and then tell me how to run a site and tell me how to grow a website. Like,
bro, I'm going to tweet about Bitwave. Bro, we're going to get it out there. We're going to make the site grow. Bro, but you got to get stability, bro.
I don't know what to tell you. If you want stability, growth ain't in your future.
Exactly. And I'm thinking about how this guy, Herb, and I were thinking like he might be a troll because it's just he's so stupid. But at the same time, I don't think so because now he's like done. Right? He hasn't streamed since last week, right?
I think like his whole show basically was a joke to an extent. I think he was semi-self-aware in that he would be throwing these over-the-top things here and there, letting
kind of like Ghost.
On. Exactly like Ghost.
Sure. Okay. I figured as much, but his treatment of you and unironically asking for moderation of the chat, like that's, you know what I mean? It's like, is that still the show, or is that kind of like
that's the thing. Like when I had him on and I was talking to him, like I have no idea what his true personality is, like what his true thoughts are when I see him antagonizing chat and then coming around and asking for chat moderation. It's weird to try and be into a position of, okay, so you want to grow the site, but you also want to damage what makes it unique and there's a bunch of different angles on it. It's like you're not thinking any of this through. You're just wanting control. You want to be able to say how to run a platform, and you think that having 100 people is going to put you in charge of it.
He wants to damage the very thing that's allowing him to even use it compared to other sites.
He's the biggest streamer on Bitwave. He just doesn't know about the black users. He's the biggest white user.
I don't want to cater to somebody because they're the biggest streamer or they're the ones that have all the views, which is great because I don't have to do jack fucking shit for Tevin because I don't even know how to fucking talk to him. His chat goes so fast. There's no way I could. I barely got him to change his keyframes. But like, I don't want to be in this position where like people are trying to come and say what they want and then changing it. It's the opposite. People are coming here and they're just saying thank you, and I like that. It's easier.
No, I do think this site's awesome. I'm really enjoying the only week and a half I've been using it.
He's been the only person who's given me that type of feedback, and it was just it stood out among everyone else's who's genuinely tried giving other feedback before, where I've either taken it or listened to it. But like everyone else gives criticisms or critiques in very specific examples or one small thing here, and they're not coming in saying you got to do this for XYZ, and if you don't do this, then you're fucking dead. Like, it's like,
you made this website for your little racist friends. I couldn't believe that. 1 second saying, listen, Dispatch, bro, it's all you. It's just your site. You're doing this by yourself. And then he's like, you just made this site for your racist friends.
exactly. Like,
I couldn't believe it. It's
transparent.
kind of dumb. Like he has to be a troll or something, but I don't know. So the thing is, I'm just trying to review in closing about all this. Stream.me died because the info of the owners got out, and it was just they didn't have enough. Their heart wasn't in the site. It was a side project anyway. So what actually killed it, whether it was Zoom, Ralph, just the info that got leaked, it's up there. The point is it became too much of a burden for them. But you, on the other hand, like this is a side project for you, right? You seem to roll with the punches. I saw the Chris Hansen videos. It's like Xander Luciano. Why is your name Xander the Mander 69? It's hilarious.
Yeah.
So I don't, and I think you're in the position to not repeat what happened in Stream.me. So I'm good. That's good. I'm glad. I'm happy. But
I wanted to, as much as I could, look at other platforms, look at other places that have had issues with censorship before, and do something about it that was meaningful, instead of making these WordPress sites that cost thousands of dollars and are only made up of like plugins that this or that. It's just the insincere efforts. Like that wasn't the goal. The goal was to actually change something.
No, and it's you've done it, and it's going to continue to grow. But I just think about how it's already been a year. It's already been a year, so it's only going up from here. And just remember how quickly things can go south. Like, and I think you'll be able to handle it because like Tevin is right now the biggest user you have.
Yeah,
ever, perhaps in the whole site's history.
Oh, absolutely. These, I mean, shit, I haven't seen it go below 100 in a couple days now, and it's not. Yeah, shit's like a little different right now.
Okay, no, that's good. It's good. That means it's scaling slowly, and I wanted to tell you it's a good thing that like Cog and Josh and Ralph are trash talking the site, because it's like you don't want those kind of people on the site.
It would just be liabilities.
Good. It's a good thing. But no, listen, man. And the fact that you even had this late night conversation with me to address questions about Stream.me, how you personally answer my questions and stuff, it's awesome. This is great. I do enjoy streaming late night frights on there because everyone there has really funny input. So we're gonna keep doing it until until you get bought out, right? Whatever.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Wait. What did T say? What is T-Dog asking?
I think you can shit can Bitwave right now, but it's very niche. I'm just having a quick look at Highwinds, Toss, and I'm familiar with Cloudflare, and of course DR would be quite similar. And I think there is a one avenue where you could get Bitwave shit canned right now.
Well, it's good to know it. It's good to know. Keep him posted on that. Then I'm gonna head out. So I'm trying to sleep. But this has been great.
Yeah, I guess the one thing I want to say before I bounce is that like I spent the last couple days working and putting together like a privacy policy primarily, but then also it kind of covers some of the things into the terms of service, along with a refund and return policy, and also a guidelines for terms of service. Guidelines, not terms of service strictly, but guidelines, meaning they have a little bit of flexibility. It's what I want. It's the first stuff I wanted to write down and get in wording. And then if they need to be adjusted or reworded in the future, it's something that's going to start the phrasing of what I want everyone to kind of go along by. So those 2 pages are updated. TOS/privacy. If anyone wants to look at those,
and then I'll do a dramatic audiobook reading of it, and you can have the playlist bot automatically do it when someone says like read TOS, and it'll open. Just have me reading out the TOS, but we'll arrange that. But I was gonna say, this is good. And Moliberry, when the archive is up, or when the stream archive is up.
I turned archive on like at the beginning of the stream. I don't know if it'll go up.
Hopefully, I hope it does. Just because I want to.
After you started streaming?
Yes.
Well, this is lost to history.
Fuck you, Xander.
Frick. Sad.
Yeah, the hook only fires when it goes
beforehand. Yeah. Damn. Well, it's okay. I'll remember it in my brain, because this was a great
Some
discussion.
of the best conversations I've ever had have been unrecorded.
Of course, yeah, always. And then the ones that are recorded, like for me, tonight's Slender stream, I dropped like 20 N-bombs. I dropped the K word. So that's good. I'm glad those kind of things are archived. But this calm, reasonable discussion we had about, monetary systems and stuff.
And
that's going to be lost. Of course. Yeah, let's lose this. Why not? But
don't worry. I'll restart the stream when I start playing Pokemon, so it gets archived and you have to deal with that.
Cool. But thanks for this. I will talk to you guys later. And yeah.
Good night, Leah.
All right. See you guys.
Good night.
All right.
Xander.
Yes.
Why have you got time for a clout chasing stream, but you don't make our emotes?
Where are the
I even
emotes?
posted them.
What the fuck is it?
They're in the chat. They're in the chat.
I will give you guys a couple solid reasons. If you keep coming to me, one, I'm going to keep doing it. And then you're just going to get emotes you want. But then you're not going to get the system you want. And I guarantee you're just going to want to be able to upload emotes yourself.
Yes, we want to upload emotes ourselves.
Yeah, there's no way.
Everything.
There's no way to do that right now.
Well, Robbie figured it out, and he's a pedophile, so...
You were adding dolphins emotes.
That's true.
Yes, I can. Well, Dolphin paid $7.
Oh, so the pay pigs get emotes. I get
The
it.
pay pigs get expedited priority support.
I've given you years of content.
How can you what?
The loyal streamers don't
Oh,
get
you do give me.
emotes.
I'm like, you are correct. Shit, fucking hell, and you got my dick pic.
He's got your nipples. He's got your dick pic.
Motherfucker.
I'm going.
He's going. I think this is over. You have a good night. I'm going to turn
Okay,
Pokemon
goodbye.
now.